we said that the Bengals clinched the North. So I got to propose this question, and I'm going to propose to people to the chat here as well. Listen here at YouTube, youtube.com/man hour. Did the Bengals win the North, Combs, or did the Baltimore Ravens ultimately give the North away?
Man, I'm gonna go with the Bengals won the division. I don't think that the Ravens gave it away. We sat here a couple weeks back and we talked about the Ravens at when they were 8-3, and I sat here and I told you, and I looked at their schedule and I said, look, this Ravens team, yes, they're 8-3, but they played kind of a soft first 11 games, and I'm not sure that they'll win another game the rest of the season. And you know what? They haven't won another game for the rest of the season. Like this team is not built to win a Super Bowl. This is Baltimore Ravens team, and then I mean you got to put some John Harbaugh blame in there too. I mean the way John Harbaugh, he's had 2 games where he could have taken them to overtime, and instead he's gone for the 2-point conversion and missed both times to try to win the game instead of just doing what has been done for years and years in the NFL and kicking the extra point and going to overtime and taking your chances there. I don't necessarily think that the Ravens gave it away, though, because I just think the Bengals just went out and took it. I think the Bengals went out and said, you know what, this is our time. It's time for us to give Cincinnati Bengals fans what they've longed for so long. And that's a team that's going to be competitive for a very long time. This is not going to be the only time the Cincinnati Bengals win the division. This is not a fluke. This is not a flash in the pan. This team is going to be good for years.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that coin, their 4 major stars on the offensive side are all 25 years of age. So just take that into perspective as well. We are going to see a lot of Joe Burrow to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase for years to come if the money aspect stays right there. But to answer the question in a whole here, guys, the Ravens ultimately gave this division away just because the Ravens are a great regular season team. Lamar Jackson puts the team on his back, and he will carry them to 14-2, 13-3, and then flop in the playoffs just because that is what they do. That is the Ravens' MO there. They are great during the regular season and then suck once it's time to actually win the games. And why I said the Ravens lose a division or lost a division as well is because exactly what Combs said too here. I believe it was against the Steelers and it was against the Packers as well. They could have easily kicked the PAT, went into overtime, and we could be having a totally different conversation here just because the NFL is a league of momentum, Combs. If they would have beat the Steelers and then I forget the other team that they went for 2 points. Was it the Steelers game? Yeah, so the Steelers and the Packers, if they would have won or even went into overtime in those 2 games, they could have easily been 10-5 right now or 10-6, right? And then not be on this 6 or 7 game losing streak. And we might even see Lamar Jackson back on the field. The reason why we are not seeing Lamar Jackson on the field right now, Combs, is simply because they know their season is a complete loss. So why, quote, put your franchise quarterback out there? And they want to see what they have in Huntley as well.